pretty upset right now, and I don't mean to make someone else's issue my own, because this is not my problem. You've only been seeing the good and happy and peppy side of living in the city from me, and I feel like that's unfair because a lot of other people are less fortunate, and I was seriously reminded of that today. I have to go to work, and I'm like still shook right now, so I'll explain what happened after work. Okay, so the other editor stepped out, so I'm just gonna finish up what I was gonna say earlier, especially now that I've calmed down. So I was running kind of late, and I think that was meant to happen. The subway doors in this subway station closed, both drove off, I just missed them. So I'm waiting for the next express train, and this other woman was waiting as well, and she was really pretty, but she also looked tired. She was a heavy-set black woman, and she was carrying a few things, and this man just came up to her and was screaming at her and like calling her horrible things. There wasn't too many people in the station because the trains had just pulled away. I was in shock. I can't remember everything he said. I just remember it was awful. And he was calling her fat and things like that. Like, I heard that. And she looked like, not unfazed, but kind of like this is something she deals with. And obviously, like, she was like trying to turn away from him and things like that. And the part that made me really angry, there were men about the same size as this other man walking into the station and just ignoring the situation. And he was loud, and no one was defending this woman. And she was like trying to get away from him. And yeah, like, the guy looked scary, and he was bigger than me, but no one else was helping her. So I decided to do the classic, like if you see another woman getting harassed, like, pretend you're their friend and be like, hey, like, you know, come over here or whatever. But I didn't even get to do that. I started walking up to her, and he was yelling at me too. He was walking away, and this poor girl just looked so annoyed and so like, I don't have time for this. So I asked her if she was okay, and I asked quietly too, so he was clearly listening in, and he turned around and he was yelling at both of us again. But this was right, like, just because I asked her that. But this was right as the subway pulled up, so we got on and just ignored him. Some of you who live in the city and grew up here probably experience this so often. It probably seems like I'm being dramatic, but here's the, like, I don't see that often. And also to see another woman treated like that, I don't care if he thinks she did something that deserved the things he was saying to her. She looked like she was minding her own business. I don't care what happened. No one deserves to be harassed like that, embarrassed like that. I don't know if they knew each other prior. I hope she never has to see this man again. I hope that whatever troubles he has in his life are resolved. And I'm mainly making this video to say, like, if you see an injustice happening, and this is a message, like, I'm directing mostly towards men. If you see an injustice happening and it's a situation where you can help, you really should. And I feel so bad for that woman. It was a small thing, but it was traumatizing, and it was scary. I'm smaller than this person. There were just men, like, filing into the station. They just ignored, and that made me really angry. So, although I make this city look like fun and filmmaking and celebrities and whatever, like, that's there, but there's also some really negative aspects. I had another friend telling me today the horrific things that happen in her neighborhood. I just don't understand, like, why people would do these things. I don't know. I think women should stand up for other women. but it's been eye-opening. I'm just hoping people can be more aware of their surroundings and help one another, even if it's as little as giving your seat away to someone who's injured or old or pregnant or a child on the subway. Anyway, to my viewers who pray, please maybe pray for this woman and for this man and anyone else who has to deal with harassment. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye, guys.